Maybe feeling like they're getting some traction. Pressure from liberals pushed a budget committee to give up on a grand bargain that could include cuts to Social Security. Later this week, fast food workers are going to hold one-day strikes in 100 cities, demanding a $15 minimum wage. All raising the question, is the center of the Democratic Party being outmaneuvered by the left? Noel Nickpour is a Republican strategist, Angela Rye, a political strategist and principal of Impact Strategies. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So a couple of other examples, Angela. The Senate abandoning the filibuster, victory for liberals. People like Elizabeth Warren making a case for tougher financial regulations. Are liberal Democrats on the move?
I think the entire party is on the move, Chris. What you have is the Big Tent Party. Historically, Democrats have been known to embrace folks from all walks of life. And you talk about the filibuster reform, I think it's really an issue of fairness. We saw that with 86 nominees historically being filibustered for all presidential appointments. You have 82 for President Obama. So this is an issue of fairness and what's just right and wrong. I hardly think the filibuster reform issue could be squarely focused as a liberal issue. It really is about fairness and equality.
Well, Elizabeth Warren, one of those people who's talked a lot about fairness and equality, and she's getting buzzed about as a possible alternative to Hillary Clinton in 2016. Let me play a little bit of an interview she did with Rachel Maddow.
We have a retirement crisis in America. This is no time. This is the last time to be talking about cutting Social Security. This is the moment when we talk about expanding Social Security.
Well, Noel, to the Big Tent idea that Angela was talking about, Social Security is a sacred cow. Is that the kind of message that'll resonate with a lot of Americans on both sides of the aisle?
Well, I think when you start tampering with Social Security, I think you're going to get the attention of a lot of Americans. But I think right now, my personal opinion as a Republican strategist is I think that the lunatic fringe from both parties need to be cut. And I think the further the Democratic Party moves to the left, the extreme left wing, I think the worse it's going to get. I mean, you've got to remember that President Obama campaigned originally more like Reagan. And when he got to be president, we got more of the likes of Jimmy Carter. So I think that, although it rallies the troops and it gets you a lot of media exposure for extreme left ideas, I think that the Democratic Party, I think that Americans in general are looking for a more centrist, for someone that more governs from the middle.
Well, Angela, would you agree that the president has governed from the far left? And what about the prospects for candidates like Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders, who said on this program he would seriously consider a run?
Well, Chris, I think we both know that the president governing from the extreme left is preposterous. He's adopted Republican ideals in Obamacare. The idea of having exchanges is a Republican-based, and I'm sorry, let me be really clear, a Heritage Foundation-based principle that he included in Obamacare. So he's hardly been extreme left. And as it relates to Elizabeth Warren and Senator Sanders, Senator Warren as well, I think we may have a little bit of a challenge with getting some folks that are, very extreme left to the White House. For example, we talked about a Big Tent party. Well, you're a Big Tent commander-in-chief. You have to help get the American people on the same page and adopt policies, implement policies that work best for all Americans. And I think that may be a challenge when you start talking extreme left.
Is this, and I think this is a part of what you were getting to earlier, Noel, similar when you talk about some of the progressives in the Democratic Party? Do you see it as similar to what Republicans dealt with between the Tea Party and the moderate wing of the GOP?
Very much so. I mean, I've got to tell you that when you get too extreme right wing in the Republican Party, and I'm talking about the sweater vest, Santorum, I'm talking about the moose hunting, Sarah Palin, when you go so extreme right on our side, on the GOP side, you turn off a lot of moderates, you turn off a lot of the base Republicans. And I think the same on the left. When you get so far to the left, I think that you turn off a lot of the blue dog Democrats and a lot of the Democrats in general that are for equal rights, gay rights, abortion or whatnot, but they're not so far left extreme. So I think that you're going to find, especially in the 2016 presidential, you're going to see a lot of pull for the first time within, you're going to see a lot of bickering from the Democratic Party when you have people that follow someone like Hillary Clinton, who people view is going to govern from the middle, versus someone that is viewed as extreme left as Elizabeth Warren.
Well, Nick, poor Angela Rye, the start of a conversation we will be having for some time to come. Thank you.